All right, blue-black friends. So we just came off of playing Esper Friends, which was very good, and Othakaya was great. This deck has a little bit better mana because it's not trying to stress itself to play Kaya's Wrath. That being said, Kaya's Wrath is a very good card, so there is a chance that I could see us wanting that style of effect. But the upside is we get to play Interplanar Beacon and 3 copies of Mobilized District in here. And Mobilized District is an extremely powerful card. That being said, I'm looking at this deck list here, and I've been kind of low on cast down lately. And I think I'm actually going to put a couple of Cruelties in. I've been really impressed with this card. And there's a lot of random Phoenixes running around, so I think that's fine. Yeah, I don't have any Ritual of Soots in here. Maybe Ritual is good. I don't know that Kasmenia is really worth her slot. I guess I'll probably want... So we've been playing against a lot of green-red, and Soot's pretty good there. I'll put a pair on the board. Let's try this. Now this build, someone had asked in the Esper Friends deck if I felt like I needed Chemister's Insight, and you'll notice that this build does have a couple of Chemister's Insights, and the reason for that is because we're only in 2 colors, we have a slightly more narrow selection of Planeswalkers we can play to generate card advantage with. I really wasn't a fan of Dovin in your deck, Zach. I felt like I'd rather just have a Doomblade a lot of the time. He's like, the Dovin feels like a very temporary solution to very permanent problems. I should take the Nullhide Ferox, right? That's the line? Nullhide Ferox is the card I can't beat, and you should always take the cards you can't beat. I believe Dovin's fine in, like, your blue-white deck, that it's a color that, like, doesn't play good removal, but like this build especially, like I don't really have sweepers in my deck, right Zach? I have good spot removal, which I think is actually a really interesting part of the game design and color selection this current format, is the fact that black gets good spot removal and white gets good sweeper. So if you want both of those things, you need to play both those colors. I don't think Tezzeret, Master of the Bridge, solves any problems that we have. What problem do you think my deck has that is solved by playing Tezzeret?
I battle for the force of good. Oh,
I'm curious.
say hello to my little friend.
A 6 mana card that doesn't impact the board, I think, is an extremely hard sell. It is amusing switching from Esper to blue-black that we immediately hit a matchup here where I'm just like, well, I really wish we had Kaya's Wrath, right? Definitely want my sweepers and my couple pieces of spot removal here. I think I'm going to trim a couple of Narsets. They don't really impact the board. This seems fine. And it could just be after playing that previous iteration there of Esper Friends that, like, these decks are really close to each other, and it feels like Esper just does a lot of what this deck does, but better. Well, we're just starting out with the blue-black deck Reaper, so we're trying to gain experience to draw meaningful conclusions. This list has an uncomfortable amount of non-foils. That's definitely true. I'm gonna go ahead and kill this even though I have the Ritual of Soot, so hopefully it slows them down in a meaningful way. The Ensoul Artifact deck was really bad. I mean, like, a 6-mana Othakaya is, like, absurdly slow. I think Karn's Bastion is significantly worse than Mobilized District, and I don't even have 4 copies of Mobilized District. Land. Land. See, and you know what the worst part about this is? We kept this 3-lander, and I can't even include this one in my autobiography 26 lands later, because before we started this league, I added a 27th land to my deck. Welcome to Magic the Gathering. Enjoy your stay, ladies and gentlemen. I just hate everything. It's all terrible. I'm not casting a spot removal spell. If I don't draw a land next turn, we're not winning this game. Yay, we get to play a game. The Esper Friends deck this morning was absurd. It was really good. Just when I thought I was out, they pull me right back in. I actually thought you were at work speaking into my ear. Oh, thank goodness. You're on the wrong coast.
Look at him. I learned a few tricks on Kaladesh.
I learned a few tricks on Kaladesh. Are we done here, opponent? Feeling like we're pretty done here.
Of course.
Where are my lands? At least my opponent's color screwed, I guess. At least my opponent is also similarly screwed.
Great things, you and I.
It's a big boy, chat. It's a big boy. Yeah, it didn't use the beacon. Is the beacon this season's unclaimed territory?
A master builds with ease.
Yeah, I'm just gonna elect to not get blown out here. I'm gonna do this now. That clip is really good. That clip is quite fantastic.
How this thing goes is up to you, pal.
There's an arena update.
Not again.
We're still pretty far off of the audio bug.
Every defeat is a new.
I don't know that my Tezzeret's ever gotten to 8 before. What is his ultimate do? Be named each end step search your library for permanent and put it onto the battlefield. These sweet decks are gonna make me use my ultimate magic card. Through the power of the credit card. Scheduled maintenance is currently in progress. From 8 a.m. to deploy expected lots last approximately 1 hour. No downtime is expected. 8 a.m. PT. So it should be done by 11 a.m. That's fine. We'll play this deck through, and then we'll take a 2-minute break so I can reinstall for the update. I mean, why would they? They're probably just having a connection issue. Like, they won game 1. So, like, there's no reason for them to be salty about losing this game, right? I think that's why we play best of 3. That's true. They might have tried to restart their client for some reason, then hit the update. Yeah, like their pizza might be at the door. Their toddler might have, like, knocked over a drink at the kitchen table. I have no idea, Reaper. That event is 2.5 weeks from now, so we got 2.5 weeks to figure it out. Oh, we just get the match W. That's nice. Forgot to post a screenshot of this in Discord. Let's do that real quick. You know, the way that match went, I'm gonna put a 3rd Soot on the board. I think Soot's pretty important against the green-red deck. I get some beefy starts. The 28th land is calling my name. To be fair, we have a pretty strong lineup of decks today. This, Bant Bow, Naya Hero, Bant Vivian. I don't know how red-white metal's gonna do, we'll see. Everything else we have, Naya Hero and red-white metal could go either way. The Bant decks in this all seem pretty reasonable, though. How do you get the Bolas Avatar? With the most powerful card in Magic, your credit card, you too can purchase the Bolas Avatar. Bow plus Frilled Mystic is a total hoot. It's a lot of fun. London mulligans falling down, falling down, falling down. London mulligans falling down now, please, Watsy. So for people that are wondering why Arc Bow is good with Mystic, so when you pass with Mystic up, it's often obvious that you're passing with Mystic up, right? So the Arc Bow gives you something to do with your mana when they don't play into your Mystic. Also, getting more Mystic density by pulling them out of your deck is also sweet. Bow doesn't cast the creature, it puts it directly into play. This was a very good draw here. Really wanted to draw, since they found a sabotage, we really wanted to draw a threat that we could put into play while they were tapped out. I'm going to elect to not look a gift horse in the mouth, but I'm not 100% certain why they conceded there. I'm going to leave in Cruelty because they could be a Kefnet deck. They also likely have Thief of Sanity post board. I'm going to bring in the extra Contempt for the same reason. I don't think I want to leave in Scorn in Moment, although maybe I should. I don't know that I want Negate and Disdainful Stroke against a possible Thief deck because they could get under me. These are mostly in my sideboard for Wilderness Reclamation decks. I mean, to be fair, Karn was a very good draw there. Don't tell me how to live my life, Magic Arena. We're gonna try and avoid updating until after we're done with this deck, so I don't have to have an update mid deck archive. Tom, thank you for the tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Are there patch notes yet for today's update? Did they add more foils? How much more a foil costs in paper is generally dictated by how playable in EDH it is. Are we gonna have Nyx's Cruelty and Augur of Bolas? I almost feel like we are. Yeah, Legacy, cards that are 4 of Legacy Staples seem to be expensive foils as well. EDH is a tribe of whales who swim endlessly through the Pacific looking for discarded foils. That's not that far from the truth. So this is a good pickup. It means next turn I can go Narset plus search here. Playing Narset sooner would have prevented them from drawing extra cards here. But I think it's more important that I get this down and start generating a continuous flow of cards. Not surprised to see search go away there. They're blue-black, so unless they have Field of Ruin, they probably don't have a way to interact with that once it's in play. Playing Augur of Bolas in your Disinformation campaign deck is pretty bold. Means they have a lot of misses.
No!
Hoping to draw a land here.
Know what must be done.
Mind and body should meditate. Prepare.
Just gonna go ahead and get rid of these things. So they can empty my hand out here, but Narset says they don't get to draw cards if they do that.
My mind needs
This
a
isn't
rest.
the last you've heard of me.
Sometimes they want it more than you, and that's okay. That's okay. You just gotta shake it off and move along to the next one. Sometimes you just look them square in the eyes and be like, you know what? That's all right. Sparks have been harvested. The eldest is here, and he speaks to me. In missing a second blue, but turn 2, unless they have Duress, turn 2 search should put us pretty solidly ahead. And then once I turn to search, that should help us find the land to get the Narset down. We went undefeated with Esper Planeswalkers this morning. And it pulled us, it drug us kicking and screaming into Mythic. That is not a blue source that I'm looking for. That is technically a blue source.
I train every day with thoughtfulness before
Ha! Saheeli starts generating blockers. I wonder if I should have left my Contempts in as ways to kill these, or my Scorns in as ways to kill these things. Saheeli's like pretty reasonable here, right? Like next turn I go Mobilized District Karn, and then the following turn I can go like Saheeli Thought Erasure.
This is overwhelming.
I don't think I'm in a position to want this anytime soon. If I get Elder Spelled here, I'm gonna be sad.
I am Karn.
I'm gonna downtick this to make a blocker so I can keep my Narset alive through this combat step. Now I think I want to keep Narset in play against their Disinformation campaign, Chemister's Insight deck. Because, like, next turn, for instance, I get to go Saheeli Thought Erasure and then, like, downtick Karn again.
Behold, new wonders.
Hey, Death Panda, thanks for the 14 months. Welcome back.
I won't forget.
So I'll ditch this Thought Erasure to the Disinformation campaign. And then I'll get to untap and Tezzeret and start pumping out some flying blockers. Protect my walkers from Keftin in the air. I think I'm in for backup Karn. As much as I want to flip this Azcanta over, I think I'm in for backup Karn. Hey, Death Panda, thanks for the 14 months. We started standard early. Esper Friends was actually really sweet. I think it might just be a better version of what we're doing here, actually. Now the question I have to ask myself is what's... I think I want to play this land out. It'll kind of feel bad if they get to do this to me next turn, but... I notably boarded out my negates for... or my Nixilis cruelties for negates. It wasn't even just Teferi. Oath of Kai. We played a game against a green-red aggro deck where we, what's the word that I'm searching for? We dealt like 15 damage with an Oath of Kaya. Real shame Narset died. She turned off like most of their hand. I think I'm gonna draw 2 cards with Tezzeret this turn. Let's see what we hit.
I know how this ends.
Okay, that's not terrible.
Trick for this.
Alright, Elder Spell spot check. So, how do we feel about downtick Karn? Make this a token, smash, and just like try and kill them here? I think we just try and pivot, right? Oh, I could second Karn down tick again. Yeah, that's totally the line. It's like, what are the odds they have Ritual of Soot in their deck post-board? Feels low.
Say hello to my little friend.
Some lessons for you all.
Yeah, I guess I could have attacked with District before playing this. That's true. I missed 3 points of damage. I don't think it matters, but... Alright, them hitting Chemister's Insight off Kefnet means they get 2 more draws at a Ritual of Soot if there's one in their deck. No, they don't, because I have an Narset part of Veils. Because I have an Narset. Narset's real good. The glowing red no. The glowing red no. Stop it. Stop it. Nemesis coming in hot with the 25-month resub. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Good morning to everybody, by the way. A little over 2,000 in here. Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. We're hanging out, playing a bunch of Standard all day like we usually do. Kicked off this morning with the Modern deck and then rolling on into this. Patch notes are up. They're not terribly interesting. Sounds good. Won't be in a rush. Planeswalker removal and just guy. This guy right here. There are 27 lands in our deck, and we're on the draw. So hopefully we're going to get to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 this game. Just curve right on out. Hey, clever girl. Thanks for the 3rd of the year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around.
Are you certain of your decision?
Alrighty. We did it. We did it. We did it. Hooray. Do 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 do. I'm gonna grab Ugin right away here, just because I want like max threat density.
You were foolish. You are
Alright,
still
we're drawing 3 cards a turn.
behind.
We did not, but we're still about 45 minutes away from the audio bug, so I'm planning to just play this deck through, and then we'll take a short break while I install the update. I want to leave in my Cruelties and some number of Scorns. They're likely a Thief of Sanity deck. What do I want to cut, though? I feel like I want these Duresses. Maybe I don't want the Duresses. I mean, the opponent likely couldn't win anymore. I'm just gonna cut. Just gonna cut the moments for a Duress and a Contempt. What's in my current shuffling deck? It's a red-green madness deck. Red-green madness deck. And it's not only just 2 Planeswalkers, but like they knew we had they knew we had at least 1 Ugin in our hand, right? So like we were gonna be drawing 4 cards a turn next turn. Yeah, Tezzeret's like our non-white version of Teferi, but he's not just strictly worse, right? Because he does synergize with some of our other things. Animated Mellow is officially the source for almost every deck I play in Standard. What's going on? Thanks for the 22 months. Welcome back. Wild Mongrel, Basking Rootwalla, and Madness Bolt. Of course. Now you're making me find him. There's not a Basking Rootwalla in the top half. There's a Wild Mongrel and a Fiery Temper, though. I do have 3 mana. There's 2 different 3 mana 4/4s. There's Volcanic Eruption in this deck, too. Arrogant Worm and Reckless Worm. I got a lot of worms over here. This resolving against Grixis is absurd. Long term, that likely means we win the game. I think I'm actually going to leave that there. And I'm going to take a hit for 4 for a turn and just cast this. This really accelerates me into flipping this, which is nice. It's technically not a Pauper deck because it includes, it actually might be the only uncommon in the deck. No, Reckless Worm is uncommon too, but I have Violent Eruption and Reckless Worm. Do we upkeep removal to flip Search? No, I don't think so. So, I can't play Cruelty and activate Search in the same turn, so I don't think that's worth doing anything. And now, one thing here, because my health total isn't under a ton of duress in this matchup, I'm actually going to... That sucks. That's a big in. Huh? Yeah, Sarkin, I was gonna say I'm gonna let this hit me, and then I'm gonna let this hit me and then kill it at end of turn so they can't play out the second one, but Sarkin changes everything. Alright, so this is happening. I think I'm just contempting Sarkin here. Because then, if I find a land next turn, I can Cruelty plus flip Search for Azcanta. I'm going to leave that there because I can do both of these. I'm going to do this now so they can't draw a counterspell. And suddenly we're in an okay spot, right? We just, like, need a piece of removal to be in it. Ugin would be an absurd draw, because it'll let me kill this plus get the Bedevil out of their hand. We're hoping they don't draw another threat here. Land sounds great for me. Azcanta puts me solidly ahead. I get to flip this guaranteed. Do I want to draw that? I don't think I do. It's a shame we're not playing the white splash, because then we could dig for Little Teferi to bounce this. I think I have negates in my deck. So the downside about this is, now they could find a Duress or a Thought Erasure and take this away from me.
Hone your prowess.
Worth noting that Narset explicitly does not impact Azcanta activation, because this isn't drawing a card, it's taking a card from my deck and putting it into my hand. Those things are functionally different in Magic the Gathering. The land here is actually a good draw, because it allows me to Vraska's Contempt this, plus activate my Azcanta. And I'm just going to go ahead and let them keep this. My health total is low enough at this point that their 4/4 is more important than this. So, like, this is going to let them draw one more card, but this is going to keep drawing me cards every turn, which should keep me pretty close to parity. To be legal in Pauper, a card just has to have a common printing at some point. deal. It's going well, Derpface.
I am ancient and wise.
I think I want to just kill this one here.
I'm sorry,
My
but
plan.
I must tend to my creations.
Kind of surprised they didn't Benevolent Response there to get a token, but that's very good for us that they didn't. They're just waiting to Angrath Rampage, I guess. That's super unfortunate. I'm mostly out of Contempts at this point too, right? I've got one Contempt left and one Obnixes. Might be dead here to this. Yikes. Oh, they get to animate Ugin. Yeah, they do.
No one can stand in my way. Death means nothing to me.
I don't hate the backup Bolas line. I think regardless of what they did there, we were kind of dead, so it didn't really matter. I don't think I want Disdainful Stroke. Although I guess they didn't show me Thief of Sanity. And Stroke hits. I'm going to trade these out for Stroke. And I am on the play, so like, Contempt kills Thief on the play. I don't know that I want a ton of counter magic, just because like our deck is kind of a tap out control deck, so like holding up counter magic does come at a real cost a lot of the time to us. This opener's great. Yeah, there's an update available for download. Nothing too exciting, just small fixes, mostly it looked like. Huh. Yeah, set the stop in case they hit the land. I think I'm just on the hope they brick plan. And this actually ends up working out okay for us, right? Because like now I get to Karn. Hey, Candyman, thank you for the 3-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. We went undefeated with Esper Planeswalkers this morning. So I assume they might even just Angrath Rampage even if they hit the land, just because they don't want us to get the Narset out of exile. I will say, if they play Nicol Bolas here, I'm getting the Narset out of exile next turn, so that's nice. And then I probably won't play her, I'll just go tapped land Chemister's Insight, but I want the Narset in my hand for sure. I think the lack of foil Hinterland Harbor is the art team's way of punishing Nexus players. I like to think so. I like to think in my heart of hearts that someone at WotC dislikes Nexus of Fate enough to want to punish them a little bit. Draw. Alright, they don't have a Bedevil or an Angrath's Rampage next turn. We're going to be in a real good spot. And even if they do, we're still okay-ish. We don't have a lot of gas in our hand, but I've got a Chemister's Insight to turn one of these into a thing. Please Duress me. Or land Thought Erasure me. Alright, now we're in a little bit of trouble. Did Simic Nexus top the Richmond tournament? It did not. It did not make the top 8. However, it was the most represented deck in day 2 of the tournament. Which kind of makes sense that the top 8 was filled with decks that could beat Reclamation.
I will spare you in exchange for eternal servitude.
Was the 9th place on tiebreakers, by the way, or was it a clean cut? We'd love to draw another Ugin here.
I outsmarted you eons ago.
I think I just do this and draw a card.
Brilliance comes easily to me.
You're one card late, but for people wondering why I didn't leave Mobilized District untapped, I'm 1 land short here because it still costs 3 to activate and I need a land. So I could activate this right now, but then it would be tapped, so.
Consequence.
I don't know that we're fine, but we're definitely better off. We're not, like, this game's close. Like, if there was an advantage bar on the screen, I don't know whose direction I would want to push it in.
Never seen anything like this.
This is actually the best possible here because it takes my Ugin away and it gives them a blocker for their Nicol Bolas. So that was a actual worst case scenario. All right, so now I can play this. Now I have the mana to do this, draw a card, and activate District.
Perfection. Let's see how you respond to genius.
So this forces them to lose their token at least. I don't think I want to Thought Erasure them here. It's definitely debatable what's better here. Do I want to Thought Erasure them or do I want to kill their token? Maybe I'm just supposed to Erasure them. Because they could have like they could have a removal spell for my Tezzeret. 9th place was a clear cut. Thank you, Time Lord. The good news is, with this other island draw in my hand, I can activate both Mobilized District next turn, even if they take my Tezzeret out of play, which is ideal. But that does leave me the question, like, when they plus this Nicol Bolas to draw a card, do I want to exile the Thought Erasure? Because that's what I'd have to do. They have an Ugin of their own? Or do they have, like, Saheeli plus a 3-mana spell? No, they already have a Saheeli in play. They have, like, double 3-mana spell here. I think I'm going to exile this because I want to be able to attack with both Mobilized Districts in the event they kill my Tezzeret. They could have a Liliana. They could have commenced the endgame. These are good 6-mana things to think about. Brutal. Well, that was the best draw on my deck. Was that the best draw on my deck? It's close. It's close, but that was one of the better draws.
I know how this ends.
Can we pour one out for my boy Mobilized District? Can we pour one out for my boy Mobilized District? They are Mobilized District defeating Bolas. Savor the flavor, chat. Savor the flavor. And if Bolas down ticks and kills Tezzeret here, he dies in the backswing to the Mobilized Districts. Yeah, District is the best utility land printed in a long time, and it's not particularly close. I'm just manually tapping, so I don't know how the auto tapper interfaces with this card fully yet. I'd rather just not have a mistake here when I care about it. Okie doke. If they have a fourth Nicol Bolas, we're going to be in trouble, but otherwise we're in an okay section at the moment. Alright, so now it's less important, so I'm going to see if this can... So, like, right now, you can see it light up. It wants to tap my other Mobilized District to activate this one, which is not what I want. So I'm going to float mana here and activate this one. K-Dog, thanks for the 3-month resub. And now this one wants to use these other 3 lands, so that's fine. It actually went reasonably well there. It tried to prioritize my other colorless land the first time, which isn't completely unreasonable. And then once it was a creature, it no longer prioritized it. Which I think both of those prioritizations like make sense from a logic perspective. That does what I expected to do. If I was programming the auto tapper, the districts did what I would have them do. Alright, we got one top deck. One Ugin, please.
I will craft your demise.
And we're dead. That's close. That's close. We had good back and forth there. I think that game was up in the air as anyone's game up until the point where my opponent ripped the ball off, right? And like we were like it was coming down to like the next big play that couldn't get answered was probably gonna run away with the game, right? Play one more here with blue-black friends. This deck feels like it has legs and is like probably somewhat competitive, but I think I like the Esper deck more overall. Both Oath of Kaya and like Teferi are just like really good cards, believe it or not. Yeah, Oath of Teferi was also impressive at several points. Alright, please don't play a basic mountain. Please be playing Grixis or Esper. Please be playing Grixis or Esper. Please be playing Grixis or Esper. Why, JFreeTV? Can you share your thoughts with the class? What do we stand to benefit from them? What problem do you envision we have that you're fixing by adding those cards to my deck? And what cards would you cut to add them in? I think we're dead. And again, like, this is just the case with every interactive deck in Magic ever. Sometimes you keep a hand that's not good against half the format, and you cross your fingers and hope that you're not playing against that half the format. And honestly, this is a good example of what made the Duo Standard at the Mythic Championship such a terrible Magic format. Watching players, the Esper Red deck versus Esper Red deck, watching the players. So, JFreeTV, you told me the text on the card, and this is something that's very common. People do this a lot. I didn't ask you what the text on the card does, so I can read Elder Spell. I asked you what problem we have that it solves, and you haven't done that. So, like, what matchup do you think is an issue for this deck that you make better by adding the Elder Spell to my deck? It solves our lack of a clean, quick win. How does it do that? How does adding loyalty to my planeswalkers give me a quick win condition? I don't think it does that. It's not a win condition at all. Yeah. It, like, adds loyalty to my planeswalkers, but none of my planeswalkers really have an ultimate that wins the game by getting more loyalty. We don't play Liliana. And I also don't think our deck has a problem with winning the game quickly. Have you watched how quickly Karn plus Saheeli wins the game? What do I think of the Feather deck? I'd be very surprised if Feather decks are competitive. Make some blockers. Gualgamar, thank you for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah. Unless decks like what I'm playing right now became the norm in the format and I expected to play against them, 1 in 5 matchups or so, I would not play a card like Elder Spell. I think unless decks like this that have tons of Planeswalkers in play become the norm in the format, we are much better off on average. Much better off on average with things like Vraska's Contempt. Yeah. So I'm in a little bit of trouble if they draw Goblin Chain Whirler, but other than that, we're actually doing okay here because they stumbled a little bit. Also worth noting, my opponent has main deck Chandra and main deck Lava Coil, which to me potentially implies that they're playing a more controlling version of their archetype. This is the worst possible here for us because it kills both my Planeswalkers.
I'm not finished with you.
And they have another threat past this, yep. Oh, they have Experimental Frenzy, sure. Actual just stone cold nuts, got it. I chose Cry because Cry is a really efficient spell that cleans up Judith and white aggro decks very early in the game. This deck, if you look at the deck that I'm playing, my deck already has an incredible number of top-end cards that allow me to generate lots of card advantage. My worry is surviving to make it to the late game, not having enough top-end blowouts when I get there. Do you think Sultai Flash is competitive? I think there's a good chance it might be. I think I've only spent like 3 hours playing it, which doesn't give me a realistic expectation of whether or not it's good. Maybe I was supposed to plus Ugin and give them one more turn with Chandra. Yeah, Gates isn't really a deck 0. So, like, expecting my tier 2 deck to be good against every other tier 2 deck is not good. So, a J-Free TV, and I'm telling you that I disagree with your assessment, and you've not made any compelling reason to make those changes. So, I'm saying, you're saying these cards are sweet, and I get it, those cards are sweet. But I'm saying, looking at this deck and thinking about issues that I'm having, I'm more worried about not dying. Like, as I sit here and die to Experimental Frenzy, you are suggesting I make a change to cut literally the only card in my colors that can interact with Experimental Frenzy. So I think the change you're suggesting is very bad. And that's just one of the many reasons why I think it's very bad. Well, thanks, Bites. Hey, appreciate it. Beacon has helped keep us in this game. And I do think random threats like Experimental Frenzy are a big part of why the White Splash is good too. Alright, so if I put this here, Karn survives at 1 and can grab Vraska's Contempt next turn, which is decent for us. That doesn't do anything. We get to flip Azcanta here. Still doesn't do anything. I think I'm going to start with this and see where we go. Is casting this better than just activating Azcanta, though? Probably not, right? Probably not. Okay. All right. So you're saying there's a chance. So I get to do this, kill this. I get to Karn, grab my Vraska's Contempt.
Nothing is ever truly lost.
And now, like, they have Frenzies in play, but I'm at 18, and they don't have infinite mana with Steam Kids anymore. So, like, maybe there's a chance. Maybe. Not a good chance, but I'm saying we're not at 0% at the moment. Okay. Yeah, Steamkin is what pushes Frenzy over the top. Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't pop Frenzy there. Since they didn't have anything to do. Time to deck them. I mean, if we find another beacon, that might be... If we find another beacon, maybe that's in the cards. And I get a window to Chemister's Insight here. Sure.
Let's do this.
No, I don't want to bounce it for BM because in a world where I manage to win this game, it's going to involve me killing these Frenzies and playing through their hand, I think.
No problem. Fire can't solve.
Sure. So, JFree TV, what you're doing there is you're making the assumption that I'm saying Ugin automatically wins me the game against Frenzy, which I'm not. So, Ugin is a piece in a winning puzzle that eventually wins us the game against Frenzy. So, Ugin, by no means on his lonesome, is going to let us beat what's going on. However, Ugin, in conjunction with a variety of other good tools, could allow us to work our way through this game. And they are actually a bigger version of Red. Weird. Which, being a bigger version of Red actually makes these Frenzies less scary, right? I think I actually want to plus Ugin here rather than Chandra this turn because they've only played one Goblin Chain Whirler, right? And I don't really want this to die to Goblin Chain Whirler.
Secrets manifest before you.
I have one more Vraska's Contempt in my main deck at the moment. And, like, now, if they don't make another play here, they have Mobilized District in their deck. Okay.
Line it up.
If they downtick this, I can Obnyx's Cruelty kill their dragon, have this kill Sarkin, have Ugin kill Chandra, and maybe power through here. And again, just like, one of the things, talking about problems my deck has and how they get solved by making changes, one of the problems these colors have is answering problem permanence, and Ugin does that well. Ugin answers problem permanence for us. That's a line I wasn't thinking about. Because that means this doesn't die to my Mobilized District or my tokens. Pretty good line from my opponent there. think I start with an Azcanta activation again here. Karn. Yeah, I think we're actually gonna start working towards the pivot at this point, right?
I will defend my allies.
Maybe. Oh, did I already play a land this turn? Crap, I already played a land this turn, didn't I? No, I didn't. Sweet. Yeah, their district can block, but I can kill that, right? I don't really want to kill it. Yeah, I want a Cruelty when they plus next turn. And I have 7 mana here perfectly, so I can Cruelty plus Chemister's Insight. And if they plus their Sarkin, I can Cruelty their Chandra. Sure. Yeah, it looked when they started like they were like red aggro, but they're actually not. They're actually like this weird big red amalgamation with experimental frenzy. That's kind of interesting. No, I'm not killing the Legion War Boss. I'm hoping to Cruelty one of their planeswalkers when they make them 5/5s. Sure. Movie's dead.
Another time, planeswalker.
I have 2/2s here. These Legion War Bosses are irrelevant.
They are coming.
Cards in their deck, 22. And because they're not a traditional red aggro deck, we might actually be able to burn them out here. And I have double Mobilized District, so my districts plus these can pressure Sarkin really well next turn. Wow, they're going after Karn. That's really good for my health total, too. This has been a crazy game of Magic.
You are only hurting yourself.
I do not. Oh, I do have a Contempt exiled with Karn. Oh, I forgot about that. That's why they went after Karn. I forgot about that.
I have lost.
Hey, look, I'm gonna gain 2 more.
My prowess is on. I have just the trick for this.
Oh, I missed a life. Oh, I missed 2 life. All right, if I lose the game by 2 life, it's my fault. If I lose the game by 2 life, it's my fault. I could have played the beacon before playing these. Yeah, we're gonna be too short. Cards in our deck. That's a good question. 20. It's 20 to 21. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Vraska's coming for us, chat. Oh no! At least this cost them a lot of mana, I guess. How many Planeswalkers am I through? How many Karns do I have left? There's Karns in the bottom of my deck. There's Karns in my graveyard. So I only have 1 more Karn in my deck. I kind of need to get this Saheeli unlocked. So that way I can, start generating artifacts to win the game with Karnstructs. Well, the problem is he's at 1. The problem with Karn is he's at 1. If they get aggressive here with these Legion War bosses, they can kill my Karn. But then they're trading them off. Wow, they're pushing at Narset. They want to stop my card advantage. That's fine. I think I'm going to trade all of these. They're 2/2s that don't attack into this anyways.
And ill-refined.
Don't mind me. I'll just draw 3. And then I get to gain 6 next turn. Whoa, brutal. All right. All right.
The world yields to art, not oppression.
This game's gone up and down in a lot of different directions. You're not wrong.
So my device is finished, as are you.
This is game 1. There are 2 more games. This is the last match with this deck, chat. All right, they're forever frenzied here. They are on the forever frenzy plan. I have 2 districts that I can activate hiding over here. All right, come at me, bro. I'm at 27. How does that make you feel? There are 19 cards in my deck and 16 cards in theirs. Wow, giving Saheeli the beatdowns here. All right, animate. Animate. I think I go eat, chump, chump. All right, that's another district. I think I start. I'm gonna start by activating Azcanta here. We need to get back down to the Karn that's on the bottom of my deck. So there's a Karn. Well, it turns out the bottom of my deck was a lot closer than anticipated. Look at, these are the 3 cards that Narset put down there. Those are the 3 cards that Narset put down there. It's your boy Karn. Alright, trigger. Oh, that's a Cruelty too. And I know the contents of my deck from here, right? And this play means that my Mobilized Districts now cost 1 to activate. Now, if they hit another Chain Whirler, we're gonna be in trouble. But if they don't hit another Chain Whirler, we're in a pretty reasonable spot here. God bless America, my country. 'Tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. Oh no! Oh no! They're shocking Karn.
I will return.
Yikes! All right. Well, now we have to worry about not decking. That's a Legion War Boss. I don't care about that. Oh, you know what? I messed up here. I needed to activate my district in response. Because now, if I would have activated my district in response, I could have had district to block here and still cast Cruelty. So I could have killed this token. I guess I still get to kill the token this way, which I'm going to, but I would have been able to keep my servo around. You'll notice I put a stop here on my upkeep, and the reason I put the stop on my upkeep is thanks to Azcanta loops, I know the top card of my deck is a land that I don't want to draw, so I'm going to activate this to clear the top card of my deck. Tyrant Scorn is good, we'll take that. There's another Tezzeret, okay. We'll draw that, I guess. There's Saheeli. I think we're casting this just to trigger Saheeli at this point, right? Obviously, I have to leave that there. I'm gonna make a thing. I'm gonna play a land. Cards in deck. I have 13, they have 12. Alright, so I have my districts take 2 to activate. I have a bunch of mana. Do I need more than 2 districts to block this turn? I think I'm supposed to fire up a district and smack them for 3. Because if I do that, I can still activate 2 more on defense. I could just attack for 9. They're through 1, 2... I only threw 2 Chain Whirlers? 3. They're through 3 Chain Whirlers. I could just 9 them here. I'm at 29. Yeah, let's just 9 them here. I like that suggestion. Let's just try and end the game. And none of these can attack right now. They all got made this turn, so I can't Saheeli copy. Yeah, it's true. We can still activate one of them on defense because we can tap 2 to activate the 3rd. Good golly, that's a good hit. I mean, I guess I actually have replacements here for all of these, huh? So maybe I don't care. Maybe I'm a liar and I don't care. I think I might be a liar and not care. Oh no! Oh no! I forgot to activate the district! Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, this is still game 1. They're down to 8 cards in their deck. Because it costs more mana to activate when my Planeswalker dies. That's true. They are decking before me at the moment. No, I think I want to kill the War Boss. So what is my Azcanta activation get me? It gets me another Saheeli or a mystery card. Gosh, I love a mystery card.
How you work.
All right, do I just pass? Do I pass or do I hit them? I think I just hit them for 9 again. I hit them for 10 with my flyer. Man, I feel like Esper Friend should still be the deck of the day, but this is certainly the game of the day. If I copy a district, I still have to pay mana to activate it. So I can't copy a district and attack for 12 here. All right, they're down to 1. I'm at 35. Your move, Yugi boy. This is all we got. Sure. Yep.
Try that again.
For weakness.
Whitstone, thanks for the 4-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. 4 cards in their deck. T minus 4 cards, chat. That's the 4th whirler. That is the last whirler. Now I have a mobilized district on defense because this card has vigilance. God bless. God bless us, everyone. They cost 2 to activate, so I can only animate 1 to block. Is there anything relevant left in my deck? Hopes and dreams. Hopes and dreams. Not really. I don't remember what these mystery cards are. I could figure it out if I really took the time, but I don't remember. Let them deck. Excellent. Excellent. Nice. Nice experimental frenzy, friend. Nice experimental frenzy. All right, everybody ready for game 2? Everybody ready for game 2? Regazoo, thank you for the 5-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. How long was that game? I don't know. I think I want to trim Narset here because I have a hard time defending her and her text box isn't super relevant. I think I want the rituals. This will be a 4-hour YouTube video. Well, this VOD, we've been playing this deck for 1 hour and 20 now. What do I want to trim? I need 1 more cut here. It was a 30-minute game 1. All right, yep. Maybe I don't want both rituals. Well, they have 4 Legion War Boss, which is like kind of an obnoxious card. What are the odds they have Phoenix post board? Feels like it's high. Feels like it's high. Trim an Azcanta? I guess. Azcanta is like what kept us in that game though, right? I'm gonna trim an Insight. They might go lower to the ground. Yeah, it's hard to know for sure. I think I want Soot rather than Cry because Soot cleans up Goblin Chain Whirler, which they're almost certainly leaving in their deck. All right, this hand needs a land. A blue or black land, but it's like pretty good if it finds one. Never. Welcome to Team Never didn't have it. Oh, that's true. They did have green mana. Cindervines is a real possibility. All right, what you got? Double Chandra. Yeah, that's a good summary for this hand. We've got insulation against early pressure. We've got a good late game, like I got a lot of good late game power. And that's the kind of assessment you want to make when you're keeping a hand that's potentially a little bit speculative, is what's the payoff if I hit with this hand? And this hand's a good example of, I think it's worth keeping a kind of speculative hand because the payoff if we hit is very high.
Sit back and watch it burn.
Well, I have a creature land, and I have Ugin that can kill Chandra, right? So I feel like we're in an okay spot, and like I have Tezzeret to like draw to like Contempts and stuff like that.
This is just gonna be bad for you.
Now, like if they hit like a Sark in here, we could maybe be in trouble. Hopefully they fire this up and we get to Scorn it. Killing a land here is actually really good because it makes their Frenzies and their Chandras much harder to get value off of. I definitely think we're in Tezzeret just draw cards mode. Two mana Stone Raid, Twitch chat goes wild, right? The Master of Machines. And if they spend a couple of burn spells here finishing off Tezzeret, it means Ugin's more likely to stick around, which is great.
Sit back and watch it burn.
Sure.
You're still one step behind.
Oh, that's so good.
Well, that was a disaster.
I agree. I think their deck's a good example of a deck that Frenzy's not very good in. If they hit 2 lands in a row here, the game's over. Yeah, I don't think they can get back into this.
Brilliance comes easily to me.
Maybe Tuber? I don't know. 2 mana's a lot for a cantrip. You know what 2 mana is not a lot for? Karn. 2 mana is not a lot for Karn.
I have faced worse than the likes of you. I'll make use of
Backup Karn. I love me a backup Karn for later. Goes well with my backup Ugin. Yeah, we've hit drawing 4 cards a turn territory while at 23 life with an empty board, so like probably good. This card is so good. No! Oh! 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 Oh, no. Oh.
Secrets manifest before you. Cold logic will always win.
Well,
the choices we make reveal who we are.
well. You want me to second Ugin plus Moment here? I guess that's probably a good idea.
Recklessness and fear are the seeds of disaster. Your past is unwritten.
It's a good thing we're drawing 4 cards a turn so we can make up for my misclicks. Hey, Cannon Hammer, thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. Thanks for shipping your Prime this way this month.
Magnificent!
Where were you last turn, Vraska's Contempt? Where were you when I really needed you to make up for my embarrassing misclick?
What was lost is now returned.
Alright. Turns out 3 planeswalkers that each draw an extra card can power through me having dexterity errors.
A dragon would rather die than lose.
Does giving subscriptions help you money-wise? Yeah, subscriptions, gifting subscriptions is just the same as if someone had subscribed to my channel, God of Flesh. So subscriptions, donation, bits, those are all great ways to support what I do here. You got him, he's dead. You're dead on board. Yeah, Frenzy really does not belong in my opponent's deck, which I feel like these 2 games are like good examples of that, right? Like last game where like they had Frenzy and like literally played through their whole deck and couldn't win. CCN, thank you for the very generous tier 2 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome. Put my kids through high school. We're not fancy. My kids are going to go to public high school. God of Flesh coming in hot with the big pile of sub gifties. Welcome to our new members of Hoaglandia. Enjoy the gift of speech, courtesy of God of Flesh. The sub gift does also come with deck queue points. So if there's something you'd like to see, God of Flesh, be sure to let me know. Be happy to fit that in there for you. Thanks for the absurd support. Ha. You know, I really don't know how I feel about this versus the Esper Friends deck. They both just seem good in different ways. Like Kaya's Wrath and Oath of Kaya are both like obviously very reasonable, but like getting more Mobilized Districts and Interplanar Beacon in our mana base is like not irrelevant. Like both of these cards just like incidentally put us into very reasonable positions. Zerums, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Yeah, Baby Teferi is very good too though. So if you're looking to explore different Planeswalker iterations, I think this 75 is very reasonable. I also think this Esper Friends deck we played before this, if you just got here and you didn't see us play this will be up on my YouTube channel later tonight. Also felt very, very good. Silas Goodbottom with the very generous tier 3 resub. Thank you for the 3 months and welcome back. And Cellaris coming in hot for the 8 months with the Twitch Prime. All right, what are we doing? I need to pull up the sponsor page here really quick. The sponsor page being up here for a little bit longer than it usually is because there was an arena update here. Stingrays, thank you for the tier 2. I appreciate that. Welcome back. So I need to reinstall arena really quick because their updater basically never works for me. So let me take 30 seconds so I can. It's like 2 to 3 minutes for me to do a full reinstall. So let me take the time to do that here real quick. Sorry about the short delay. When you gift bulk subs, generally speaking, you gift them at random. You can gift them individually if you'd like, but Twitch has a system to gift them at random. The Bant Vivian deck that's going to be coming up later at the end of today's stream is going to be the deck list, the top 8 of the SCG Open that people have been going crazy about. The Bant Bow deck that we're going to be playing next is a Bant deck that I've been working on myself personally. They might be great. These people are great. You should buy or listen to their stuff. Vitamin String Quartet, you don't even have to buy anything. You just gotta check out their wonderful streaming arrangements on Apple Music or Spotify or Pandora, or one of those other many wonderful streaming services. Scooter giving out a tier 3 sub to Tenton Skelly. Thanks, Scooter, for your generosity as always. What's my opinion though? I've only played like half a dozen games here with the bow so far, but I've been really impressed with the bow. It's especially sweet with Frilled Mystic because a lot of the time when you play with Frilled Mystic, it's kind of obvious when you hold it up. And what the bow allows you to do is, when you have Frilled Mystic in your hand and they don't play a good spell that you want to counter, you can then use your mana to activate the bow. So basically, bow prevents your opponent from punishing you by holding up Frilled Mystic. We did try a Vanifear variation, but it did not include Militia Bugler, which I think was a mistake. I do think overall, my opinion from last season that I prefer Temur Vanifear to Vanifear still remains true. In standard, Temur Vanifear getting to play Rekindling Phoenix is a big deal. Just waiting on the update. Temur Vanifear, you can also play the new Kiora, which synergizes very well with Rekindling Phoenix, which is sweet. Yeah, Oketra's fine. The both the Bant Bow and the Bant Vivian deck have Oketra in them. $190 more subs, and I will gift it 1,000 subs on Twitch. You are one of our sub Santa, Scooter. Maybe a device for hot drinks. There is a merch button under the stream. We have cups, tokens, stickers, all sorts of fantastic things like that. Do 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 do. If you haven't checked it out, in addition to Vitamin String Quartet, play DKP, the Dragon Claw, is a kind of unique product. I can show their product on camera since we have a minute. They make a magnetic game board, which is kind of sweet. So it's designed to be able to play with your cards like in a car or on an airplane, or if you're outside and there might be wind. Which is kind of a nifty product. I definitely think this is something I would have used when I was growing up. I definitely played Magic with my friends and siblings on many a car rides. It would have stopped them from sliding around a whole lot. It works by having magnets in the game board, and then the board comes with these inserts that slide into the back of your sleeve that then hold the cards down to the board. Can you put these towards the Angrath plus Davriel in the queue? Definitely, Silas. Thank you for the support. How did the rest of... We dumpstered them very quickly in Game 2, Marty. When did I start playing Magic? I started playing Magic around the release of Odyssey in early 2001. I was about 10 years old. Hey, Kalani, thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back, and thanks everyone for hanging out. I know downtime is dry, but unfortunately we had to download the update today. There's enough give that rotating them usually works fine, Nivik. Do I have any MTG collectibles? I don't have any of like the Funko Pop style stuff, but I do have a couple of framed Magic the Gathering cards. Do I have any in here? I don't think I do. Oh, I guess this qualifies as a collectible. I have one of my subs. I love this artwork, and one of my subs sent me this print in the mail. This is the Masterpiece Painter Servant artwork here, which is nice. And I guess I know it depends on what you mean by memorabilia. So my wife made this for me for my birthday this year. When I was a teenager playing Magic, I used to keep a booster pack wrapper from every set that I would get packs from, and she found a bunch of them in a box when we were moving, and she mounted them all to a poster board here. So these are a bunch of different packs that I opened as a teenager and a kid. And, like, presents like that are the best, right? They're like, because when you become an adult, like, a lot of times if you want something, you just go get it. And, you know, assuming it's not super extravagant. So, like, things like that are creative. Those are the best kind of presents. The artwork that I had that was framed, that is a Magic the Gathering card called Painter Servant. It was Bionic, Broccoli. I was blanking on the name. Thank you, Bionic. Almost done, done, done. Yeah, Christy's the best. She's even going to bring me lunch today. She's been really good to me. She's been bringing me lots of food during these long days around set release. You reinstalled after uninstalling it, and it said the client was outdated. So, well, I hope that doesn't happen here. When's the studio getting set up? So, when Christy and I moved, we had actually been saving for a little while, and we didn't sell our old house at the time when we moved. So, basically all of our extra money is tied up in the other house, which we actually just listed on the market yesterday. So, once the old house sells and our savings isn't tied up in that anymore, we're going to dump some money into projects around this one, like building the studio out.
Now on, you'll have to bat. You did it! I'm so proud of you.
Scooter coming in hot with the sub gifties. Thank you. Because when I do build out the studio, we're gonna do it upright and have all the features that I could ever want.
Other players to earn rewards. I always thought you were amazing, but now the whole
Well, we were like waiting to get stuff done. Like we put like new carpet in, and we had the whole place painted before we listed it because it needed a little bit of work that we had been putting off because we knew we were going to be selling. So we spent like the last 2 months getting people in and out to do that because like shortly after we moved, we had like all those polar vortexes and stuff that came through, so the weather here was really miserable. So we had been expecting to list it before now, but it's finally listed, so hopefully it sells relatively quickly. It is MTG Clippy. It's not telling me I'm outdated, so that's nice. Alright. Bant Bow, anyone? Oh, I uploaded the wrong version of the deck list. I might have played this off stream a little bit yesterday and did some updates to it. Thank you, wifey. I love you. That is in fact a Buffalo Wild Wings box. This stream is in no way sponsored or endorsed by Buffalo Wild Wings, but Buffalo Wild Wings, if you're out there, it certainly could be. Yeah, my father's gonna come down and help me build out the studio. Christie's work does work lunches at Buffalo Wild Wings occasionally. B-Dubs has veggie burgers. Because for people not familiar, I'm a vegetarian.